Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXC. I'm Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions head football coach and athletic director Sammy Burnett. And it's the first day of school, Coach. Are you excited?
Yes, we had a good day. They had a different format in school. They were walking through, I guess, a little orientation with the freshmen, so the upperclassmen, sophomores, and through seniors didn't have to be there till 10:20. So we took that extra time and got our varsity practice in for today. And of course, it's a little shorter because we got a scrimmage tomorrow. And then we went out during the period and worked on special teams for 50 minutes, which was good for us. And then got to go home a little early this afternoon to get ready for that scrimmage tomorrow.
All right. So now that school's going, how does that change y'all's routine compared to what y'all were doing before school started as far as practice goes?
Well, every morning we'll go in and do our strength and conditioning, and then we'll do walkthroughs with our kids, offensive and defensive film. We show that the previous practice or whatever, a little bit of the up-and-coming game. So we'll start doing that in the mornings during the periods. It's usually a time that we either work on special teams or we'll take one segment of offense or defense and work that, and then go out after school and then work special teams and then pick up like defense and then finish with team offense. So we're back in the routine of being there in the morning, middle of the day, and afternoon, and just starting to get ready for the season and start, looking forward to that first game and preparing for that and getting ready to go.
All right, so the countdown is now down to 9 days before the season opener. How are you feeling about things?
Our kids are progressing. I mean, they're picking up the scheme. We've got everything that we want installed offensively, defensively. We've been running base. We'll run base tomorrow in our scrimmage against Lampasas and just, one coverage. So we're still working on what we're going to do. Actually started slipping in a little bit of stuff from Abilene Wiley from last year, and the kids don't know that, but that's what they're doing. And, a neat thing is to talk to Coach Rogers at Lampasas. They're going to be an even front, be a 4-3. 4-2-5 look, which is what Wiley does a lot of. So it's giving us an opportunity to work on both of those schools at the same time. So just getting, every day, making sure our special teams are where they need to be. We implemented that this week. Just working on those, win all three phases of the games. I think we're growing defensively. I think our defense is doing really well. Offensively, I saw a lot of bright spots this week. I think Ike, as we go through the progression, I keep talking about Ike and his progression into maturing into that quarterback that I think he can be. I think he's getting better every day. His fundamentals are getting better. Our receivers are running great routes and understanding what to do. We had a great day with the receiving core today, and our running game looks pretty good. And as I said, if there's a weak spot right now, it'd be our offensive line, and that's normal. That's sort of how it goes. It takes them a little longer to pick it up because they have a lot to do. They have to pick up stunts. They got to pick up different fronts and understand when people are changing what they're doing. We got to adjust our rules on what we're supposed to do. So it takes them a little longer, but I think all in all, we're a little ahead of the game than we were last year. So I think we're in a good spot.
Right. You talked Monday about you moved some guys around on the offensive line, some guys on defense. You want to elaborate on that?
Sure. I mean, Logan Knight is the young man that moved in from California. He's been out with COVID for a couple of weeks, so he's a little behind. We moved Slade Espinosa from left guard to right tackle, and moved Ron Aguinaga to left guard. We're also putting Logan Gillum at that left guard, moving Rome to center a little bit. So we're still trying to find – we got the guys we want. We're just trying to make sure we get them in the right spot and to where they work real cohesive as a team and a unit. And it'll take, through this scrimmage and some more evaluation, but we should have a good idea of what we want and what we're expecting, before the 26th.
Okay. Anything on defense you want to mention?
We still got some guys at what we call in the bubble. We don't know where they're going to be. Some of them are fighting for a starting position. We got some guys that have been starting since day one that may not be starting on, next Friday. So it's still an evaluation. Like I said, tomorrow's a big day for us. We need to have a good scrimmage, need to get everybody on film and give us another opportunity to evaluate our kids and make sure we just have the people where they need to be at the right time. So it's like I said, we're still evaluating. We got guys that are still battling for positions. I still don't know yet who we're going to start. And to me and what I share with the kids is, when we get tired of being called a two and we're just another guy that plays for the Brownwood Lions, the better our team will be. So hopefully we get to a point where it doesn't matter who we put on the field, we won't miss a beat. So, and to do that, you got to have knowledge of what we're doing. Knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the greater power you have to get on the field and go perform for us at the level that we want them to. So we're still working on that, and I think we're getting closer to that. I mean, we got some guys that are just grinding it out and battling for positions, and they're practicing hard, and it's just making us a better football team.
All right. You mentioned Monday that the scrimmage was going to be at the high school, not at the football stadium.
Yes, the freshmen and JV will go on opposite ends, sort of like what our scrimmage was like, for about 8 minutes, and they'll take a break and go for another 8 minutes. It's not plays per se. and that'll start at 5 o'clock, and then our varsity will kick off around 6:15. And then we'll go do our 8 plays, 6 plays, 6 plays, like a formatted scrimmage. And then we'll have a live 15-minute running clock, sort of try to simulate some game stuff. We'll get on the headsets for the first time so we can make sure we're working right and communicating properly from guys that are in the box to the guys that are on the field. We still have to practice that, so we'll do that in that 15 minutes. And at the end of that, if we feel like we need a little bit more time, we'll do it. If we feel like we've gone long enough, that'll be it. But again, that's going to be at the high school. They have a turf field over there at the high school, so that's where we'll do that. And looking forward to an exciting scrimmage to see that we step it up a notch.
So offensively, defensively, tomorrow night, what do you want to see that you didn't see last week?
Defensively, I think that we did a great job of rallying to the football. I thought we were physical. I want to see our back end, our secondary. I want to see them, get to where they need to be to cover passes and get off blocks. We didn't do a good job of getting off blocks on the outside on the perimeter when receivers were trying to block us. We weren't getting off those blocks and fitting properly. So I want to see that on defense. Then passes told us they're going to throw the ball about 80% of the time because they got to work on that. So it's a great opportunity for our back end to get reps, and also a great opportunity for us to evaluate some of those kids at corner and safety and nickel that we're still looking at. So we're going to get a lot of reps to do that. And then offensively, I just want to see no busted assignments. I want to see great effort. I want to see us blocking as receivers on the perimeter. So if we get to the second level, we're able to take a 10-yard gain and turn it into a 50-yard gain or possibly a touchdown because we're blocking downfield. Just throwing and catching the football when we have opportunities to score, like we did against Decatur about 4 or 5 times where we had balls wide open for touchdowns that we didn't execute and catch or throw or whatever. So I want to see that fixed and just, start working together as a machine. I still feel if we execute and do what we can do, we have 4 of the finest receivers in the state. We've got a good quarterback, great running back, great offensive line. Just want to see them to continue to grow and gel together.
Okay. Before we move off from football, season tickets still available?
So you can still get season tickets at the office with Lisa during the school day. She's there from 8 o'clock till 4:30. Go in and get your season tickets. I still see people trickling in, but you can do that. If you don't get the tickets, of course, you can get those at the game as well. So, but no, we're still open for ticket sales at the high school athletic office.
And I just thought of this. You said to surprise you. So individual tickets for next week's game, since it's at home, do you know anything about that yet?
Individual tickets?
Or just for that game. For next Friday's game.
I think you still get those individual tickets.
Yeah.
General admission type tickets, you can also get those at the gate too.
Okay. All right. So moving on from football, we had some action last night in a variety of sports.
Yeah, volleyball headed to San Angelo Central, played a 6A number 17 ranked San Angelo team that's pretty good. They took it on the chin a little bit, but good opportunity to see how they respond and bounce back. They're still a young team, as I said before. They're trying to find themselves and try to find their identity, but they're working hard. So just an opportunity for them to see what they watch film and see what they did wrong and see what they need to do to compete at a higher level. But they're in a stage of growth, so we got to take our time and be patient with them. And like with Coach Smith, the goal is to get better so that when we hit district play, we're playing at our fullest potential. You can't worry about your opponent. You got to play at your fullest potential. And if you're doing that, you're going to be successful, and you might take some on the chin, but, you can only do what you can do and use the abilities that God's given you to the fullest. And if you're doing that, we're doing what we're supposed to. So I like their desire. I like their work ethic. I like the way that they're smiling and bouncing around and practicing, and I think good things will happen for them.
And then, tennis yesterday?
Yep, tennis didn't miss a beat. They went to They played at Snyder, and they beat them 10-1, and the match was with Snyder, and then they turned around and played Lubbock All Saints and beat them 13-6. So Coach Blasig and Coach Hutchins got those tennis teams rolling. It's team tennis in the fall, so they're doing their thing and are remaining, playing at a high level, and are pretty successful. They got some good senior leadership, and River Prada and Peter Lee are 2 that I can think of on the boys' side that are, pretty dominant tennis players, so they're doing good things over there.
Okay. What else do we have going on this week?
Of course, we got the scrimmage tomorrow night in Lampasas. That's at 5 and 6:15. That's at the high school field. So if you go like you're going towards Burnett, you turn on 281, I think it is, and you go towards Burnett. If you look to the right, you'll see the high school and the stadium's right there. When you're coming into the stadium, if you'll just park on the left in those parking lots right there, you walk up like you're going towards the baseball fields, and we'll be on the side actually that has the press box. That's actually the visitor side. So we'd be on the side with the press box. And then Saturday, our cross-country teams are kicking it off in Gym Ned, so I'm excited to see how our girls do, especially them. They've got high expectations. They're really working hard. And, of course, high expectations for our boys as well. The leader, Caleb Nelson, He's always done a great job the last several years, so looking for good things from them. At Gym Ned, that's always a great little cross-country meet, so excited to see them. And then tennis will be at Brownwood against Wall and Graham on Saturday.
Yeah, first home matches for
Yep.
tennis. Okay. I think last time we were in Lampasas was that 7-on-7 tournament where it came a monsoon last year.
Yes, and we were talking about that, and I wasn't there, and I'm thinking, why we were watching the scrimmage?
No, it was 7-on-7.
Oh, 7-on-7.
the-
I wasn't there. I was
Yeah,
I was somewhere else.
The Burnett 7-on-7 tournament last year.
Yes, and I remember I had another obligation. Then we were even talking about the scrimmage, and I'm like, why wasn't I watching their scrimmage?
Yeah.
Well, I was doing Meet the Lions. Speaking of Meet the Lions, I wanted to mention that.
Oh, yeah.
We had a great showing. I mean, great community support. It was very well organized. Lisa did a great job of getting everybody organized and making sure we were where we're supposed to be and needed to do what we needed to do. And then Mr. Moore did the announcing and did a great job of running through that, hit all those kids' names, and I thought it was a great event. Like I said, the stands, I mean, it looked good. I mean, there was a lot of people out there supporting, so I thought that was a successful Meet the Lions and gave everybody an opportunity to meet our new coaches and the coaches that we had that are returning, and then also just all of our fall sport teams from cross country to tennis to football to cheerleaders to the flag crew to the band, and of course Mr. Lambert had that band rocking and rolling
Yep,
as usual.
yep.
So I thought it was a great community outing. So I was real proud of the way
Yeah,
that
it's
they
always a
worked
big
out.
night every year. You know, we mentioned earlier Lampasas and rain. There's chance or Thursday night in the forecast rain, so might want to bring an umbrella.
Yeah, so we'll
doggone.
see. You know, who knows? I haven't talked to him about that yet. I hit him once this morning, but I'll probably mention it tomorrow. You know, probably what'll happen if we get into a situation where there's lightning, we'll either try to hold off and try to see if that'll pass. If it doesn't pass and we're not getting enough scrimmage in, there may be an option that we come back and do it the next day or on a Saturday or something, figure something out. But that'll be just conversation I have with Coach Rogers over there once we're in that situation to see what we want to do. But if it's raining and there's no lightning, we're going to go just like we would, because we're going to be Friday nights that there's a chance that there's rain. I remember several years it seemed like every Friday night it rained and we were playing in a slot pit, but you got to get used to those environments as well. And as long as there's not lightning, we're going to be out there playing.
All right. Was there anything else going on, Coach?
No, I mean, you know, school started, and, you know, seeing a lot of our kids back. There's a lot of those kids I don't get to see till school starts because they don't start until, but it's nice to see some of those faces and teachers bouncing around, and, yeah, you know, it's a new atmosphere. And for us, when I'm sharing with those kids, you know, football sort of sets the tone for your school year. The more excitement we can have in football, the better off your year is going to be, and that's sort of how it is. So I think there's a lot of excitement in there, and we know we have an obligation and a standard to uphold, and our kids are really working hard to do that. So I'm excited for the start of the year, and I'm excited for, you know, a good football season. I'm hoping that girls cross-country team can jump up there and make it to state. They're really working hard, and they got some great potential there. And, you know, boys as well, they're a solid group. So I'm just excited about that, and tennis going. I mean, we're back in the groove, and it's keeping me busy, and that's what I like to be.
There you go. Anything else, Star, that we need to talk about over there?
No, I think you're good.
All righty.
Well, let's thank those that make this show possible, of course. Auto Glass Magic, Burner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bond Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Highway Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter & Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right, so we'll be back Monday to talk a little bit about the Lampasas scrimmage, to look ahead to Abilene Wiley. So for today, this has been your Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXC, KOXC.com, and the KOXC Facebook pages.
You bet. Have a great day, Brownwood.